This is going to be a quick long division video. Say hi, 4th grade. Hi. We're going to show you two different ways to do division. We have a long division and we have, I believe it's called area model. We're going to show you one problem, and it's for homework actually tonight. So we have 3 divided by 843. Okay. We always use a mnemonic called does McDonald's serve burgers or sell burgers? Or to be silly, I say sell boogers. We have the D stands for division, the M stands for multiplication, the S stands for what?
Subtract.
And B?
Bring down.
Bring down, okay? I always tell my students if there's 3 numbers in your dividend, that's the total number that you're dividing, I always say to put 3 lines in your quotient. That's the answer to a division problem, in case, because there might or might not be 3 digits, but there won't be more than 3. And we're going to start with the first digit. I always say it always helps to cover the other 2. Okay, so what's our first digit in our dividend? 8. So we struggle in class to do this in our head, so that's why we skip count and we write it out. If you can say, what you're doing is you're pretty much you have a total of 8 pieces and you need to make them in groups of what? 3, and that's why we skip count. We cannot go over, okay? So we have, let's count, 3, 6, stop. Because if we go to the next one, it would be 9, and that's over. That's more than the pieces we have. How many groups did we make? 2. So I put my 2 right here. This was dividing my 8, okay? So I'm going to put a check mark. I just divided. Okay? Then I'm going to what?
Multiply.
What do I multiply?
3 times 2.
Okay? And what is that?
6.
6. A good trick in case you forget, it's always the number you stop at. See? 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? That was multiplication. What do I do next?
Subtract.
What am I subtracting?
8 take away 6.
8 take away 6. What do I get?
2.
2. Very good. That was subtracting. What do I do next?
Bring down.
Bring down. That's the B. I bring down the 4. Okay? Then our new number, oh, we forgot to check mark. So now what we're trying to divide is what?
24.
24. And that's our new number. We're trying to divide 24 pieces by what? How many groups? Groups of what? I'm sorry. 3. So again, we need to skip count by 3 if you can't do it in your head. And you cannot go over that 24. Let's go. 3,
6, 9, 12, 15, 18,
21.
24. Stop.
Very good. Okay, let's count how many groups we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups. Where do I put that 8? In the 10th place. Look at y'all using your vocabulary words. That was just dividing again. What do I do next?
Multiply.
What am I multiplying?
3 times 8.
3 times 8. It's always the last thing you wrote. The last thing we wrote was 8, so we're going to multiply it with the 3. And what do you get?
24.
24. And in case you forget what 3 times 8 is, it's always the number you stopped at. 3 times 8 is 24. Okay? That was multiplication. Thank you. Now you subtract. What do I subtract?
24 minus 24.
Very good. And you get 0. That was subtraction. Then you bring down the 3. Okay? Now again, you start this process all over again. It just keeps going until you have nothing else to divide. Okay? How many pieces total do I have now?
3.
3. Okay? And I need to make them in groups of what?
3.
Let's count. 3. Stop. How many groups did I make?
1.
1 group. Where do I put that 1?
In the ones place.
In the ones place. That was division. What do I do next?
Multiply.
What am I multiplying?
3 times 1.
Equals?
3.
Okay, that was multiplying. Then
Subtract.
subtracting 3 minus 3, I get?
0.
Okay, is there anything to bring down?
No.
What's my quotient?
281.
281. Now let me show you very quickly the area model in case this is not your favorite. I have one where the same thing, let's all do it together. Okay, you were dividing by 3, so we're going to put the 3 here on the side. The number that we're dividing is 843, so that means we have 3 digits. We have a hundreds place, a tens place, and a ones place. So I always like to label like this. And then you write that total pieces that you are dividing in here. Put plus signs in between each. Okay? And because we have a hundreds, we're going to start multiplying 3 by hundreds. Skip counting. This is what I mean. So we're in the hundreds. We're trying to get as close as possible to 843 without going over. So I'm going to say 3 times 100. 3 times 1 is 3, 2 extra zeros. So 3 times 100 is 300. We can probably keep going. We need to get close to 843. 3 times 200. 3 times 2 is?
6.
How many extra zeros?
2.
1, 2. We can probably keep going. Let's see what happens if we keep going. 3 times 300. 3 times 3?
9.
How many extra zeros?
2.
Okay. Is that over?
Yes.
Yes. So we can't go over our number. We only have 843, so that's not even possible. So the closest we can go to is 200. We can multiply 3 by 200. So you're going to take that number right there, put it up here, because it's your hundreds. And what was the answer? We need to subtract it with our total. What's the answer to 3 times 200?
600.
So we're going to subtract 843 minus 600. Okay? What's 3 minus 0?
3.
4 minus 0.
4.
8 minus 6.
2.
Okay? 243. So you're going to move this over to the tens place. To your tens little box. Now, we're multiplying by tens in order. So we're going to do 3 times 10, 3 times 20, 3 times 30, 3 times 40, 3 times 50. Okay? So you do 3 times 10 equals 30. 3 times 20. 3 times 2. 6. How many extra zeros? 1. 3 times 30. 3 times 3. 9. How many extra zeros? 1. Will you answer that and tell them? 3 times 40. 3 times 4? 12. How many extra zeros? 1. We're getting closer. Okay? 3 times 50. 3 times 5. 15. How many extra zeros? 1. Okay, we can keep going. Let's try to skip count to, let's do 3 times 70. Okay? 3 times 7? 21. How many extra zeros? 1. 210. Let's do 3 times 80. 3 times 8? 24. Who said 28? 3 times 8? How many extra zeros? 1. Do you think if we go over to 3 times 90, it's going to pass that?
Yes.
Probably. So, more than, of course it is. So, we stop here. What was our number?
80.
80. We write 80 up here. And what was the answer to 3 times 80?
240.
Very good, 240. So that's what you're going to subtract. 3 minus 0? 3. 4 minus 4? 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So now we have 3 left over to divide. We move that over to the ones place. Now we're multiplying this 3 by what?
3.
No, we're in the ones place.
3 with 3.
So, okay, look at the pattern. I multiplied 3 with hundreds, and I started with 100, 200, 300. You're skip counting by hundreds. So now, and then next I multiplied 3 times in the tens, and I started with 10, 20, 30, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm in the ones. So what do I start?
3 times 1.
Very good, exactly. So 3 times 1 equals
3.
3. We got to that. We got to it, right? That's what we need. So what did we have to multiply it with? 1. So you put your 1 up here. What was your answer?
381.
What was your answer to 3 times 1, Steve?
3.
3. So you do 3 here. Because if you leave this 3 here, I'm thinking that you still need to divide this. You always must have a 0 like you do here. See how you have a 0?
Yes.
You have to show me that you have nothing left to divide. So 3 minus 3 equals 0. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, then all up here is what you add. So if you add this, 200 plus 80 plus 1, 182. What's your answer?
281.
Look at that. 2 different ways to do this. Raise your hand if long division is your favorite. Raise your hand if area model is your favorite. I have a few people that like the area model. Yeah, they're both, there's no better way. It's up to you. We all learn differently. Catherine, can you say goodbye? Quickly, please.
My name is Catherine Alonso. Thanks for watching and hit the like button and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.